A solar roof on a car. I know we've talked about this topic throughout the last couple of years or so. I even did a story about another brand, brand new actually, the one that came out of a school project out of all things. But today, and I can't believe I'm doing this, I'm actually doing a positive video about Toyota. Toyota is going to start testing this Prius. I know I don't feature Priuses very often on my show, but with a full solar roof that's actually not that bad. I'll tell you all about it coming up next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric! Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. Don't forget to subscribe and, of course, to click on the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward. A quick shout out to one of my newer Patreons, Ken Epstein. Thank you so much for joining my Patreon community. The only place where you can watch me live every day. Thank you for supporting this independent channel. You can go to the description of this video and join there for as low as $1 a month. Okay, so let's talk about this, and I'm very excited because you know, there have been attempts in the past, including Toyota. As a matter of fact, current Prius is featuring this $2,000 option where you can have a solar roof. As you know, it's not really efficient, and that's kind of the problem. I think right now it's a 50-watt type of a system. It charges the car at like best conditions, I think an extra few miles a day, which is not that big of a deal. You can only do it once it's parked, and while it's driving, it's just charging your regular, I think, the 12-volt battery. So not really big deal. And as you remember, Fisker tried to do it with their Karma and the new SUV that they're previewing is also going to be featuring a pretty good solar roof, and I think the specs are pretty impressive about that, but it's Fisker, so we don't know yet. But with Toyota, they are going to start testing in August, which is next month. This car, and the specs are a little bit more impressive. First of all, the car can be charged while driving, so that's a big deal. I'm not really sure why it wasn't possible before. I guess if you're taking the energy out of the battery, you can't really charge it at the same time, and I get it. But then, you know, there's got to be modules that maybe can take turns. So anyway, they figured it out. 180-watt system, which is good, and they're saying it can add in perfect conditions up to 35 miles per day. Now that is actually pretty significant. Some people only drive 35 miles a day. If that's the case, then this car is going to be essentially self-powering car, which is great. Now I know it's not going to work as well when it's Seattle and it's raining, or Detroit when it's snowing, but nevertheless, that means this technology is getting better and better, and it's good that they're doing this in the collaboration with Sharp and a couple of other partners. Overall, I'm just not a big fan of what it looks like. I hope they can figure out how to make the whole service kind of blend in. Now, I know there are people who, this is a closer look at this. I know a lot of people argue that, well, you know, the solar panels belong on the roof of the house. That's where you should get the energy and charge the car. No, yes, but don't forget, once you leave the house, that's the big question, especially with electric cars. And that's where this would really help, if the car is just parked outside and is just basically getting you enough charge to get home or pick up your kids. And as this technology getting better and better, if these cars can self-charge without ever having to plug in, I mean, talking about a perfect freaking solution. Yes, so I'm excited about it. Now, let's not give Toyota too much credit here, because they're not putting it in production yet. They are testing it. And of course, as you know, one of my biggest criticisms with Toyota is that they still believe in hydrogen fuel cell cars. They're not really getting into battery powered electric cars. So hopefully that's going to be turning around, because as you know, they just created a partnership with Panasonic, the leading provider of batteries. And their main contract, of course, they're providing batteries to Tesla. They kind of have a very similar contract with Toyota now. So I'm hoping that all of this is kind of coming around into something hopefully positive. Now, I just reported on another company who's doing this. So let's have a little race here, and I'm hoping to see other company do that. Before I tell you about that, a quick reminder that this video and this channel is powered by Byton, our current sponsor. Check out their new electric SUV coming to Europe and here United States next year, starting at only $45,000. That's before the incentive. So I don't know what you're waiting for, but you just should reserve one. It takes $0 in about, I don't know, a minute of your time. I've done it. Over 50,000 of other people have done it. So you should go to the description of this video and reserve your Byton today. Okay, as you remember, last week I talked about this pretty slick looking car. Not everyone was excited about the back wheel thingy, but overall I think it's pretty slick. So it's got some love, it got some hate. I personally love this because this car came out of essentially a school project. That was a pretty ugly school project, and then now they turned into an electric car company. They've unveiled this car, so I'm really rooting for them. They are also hoping to charge this car at least partially with this solar roof. Again, this promotional video doesn't make it look as bad as it actually looks like it's in person when I saw the unveiling video. Never seen it in person yet. But if they can make it as smooth as they're making it look like in these videos and pictures, where it's just kind of like, you know, maybe texturized but still pretty nice and dark, not only it just kind of blends in with the car, but also it provides a pretty cool two-tone look, if you ask me. So I really liked it. And just generally speaking, this technology is definitely moving in the right direction. And we've all been talking about, like, you know, solid state batteries, charging faster, V3 superchargers, Electrify America 350 kilowatt charging, a wireless pad charging, the wireless charging as you're driving down the freeway. All of this stuff is, I feel like, temporary. It's all exciting and we definitely need it. You know, I definitely don't want any of this to stop. But I think overall the answer is getting the energy from the outside of the car as this car is driving, and never having to plug in ever, never having to refuel. At some point we should be able to get enough energy from the sun and other things, by the way. I mean, maybe converting wind. You know, I'm just saying that if the future is where our cars can completely be independent of energy sources and collect and produce energy themselves, I think that would be absolutely amazing. Another amazing thing would be if you get on our VIP list for you and me, actually, because we produce free bonus stories at the end of each week. As a matter of fact, one is coming this coming Saturday. As always, AJ, our writer, always does a great job. It's one of a few things that you can find that are free in the description of this video. Just go to e4electric.com/VIP. All right, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Toyota is getting serious about this? Do you think this is a technology that you would like to see as a real technology of the future of powering up our cars? Let me know. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.